Schumacher. Here we go. All right. So welcome.
Hi. Hi.
Yay. We were chatting before I pushed record, and I feel like we have some things in the works.
Yeah. Some exciting things. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, would love to hear. One of the questions that I had on there was how we met. So I'd love to hear your take on this.
Yes. So it's kind of funny because I did process a little bit how we met, and sometimes I say that I'm a quick study, and sometimes I say that I'm a little bit of a slow learner, right? But I have come to find out that usually if someone drops a message to me the third time, I usually get it. And I'm starting to get a little quicker with that, sometimes it's the second time somebody drops a message that I'm like, okay, I got the message. So your name had come up at least 2 or 3 times, and I knew that I wanted to have a refresher with my Reiki training. And so with a couple of collaborations that I do here at the spa, a couple of people that I trust and value, they have taken your Reiki classes, our Reiki masters. And when I knew that I needed to do this, I reached out to one of them and said, okay, what's her name? So that's how I found you, is through two local people that I collaborate with here. And I took your Reiki 1 and your Reiki 2, and I can't wait for the Reiki master.
Yeah, so excited.
Yeah.
We just got done with Reiki 2 on Saturday, so I feel like I'm still in your energy, and I just love it. So that's so neat. And I think too, I just remember when you had walked in, it was the first time we had met, and you shared that it was almost as if you had gotten my name a few times, and then you're like, okay, listening. And I think we talked about this as well, that I used to always wonder and want 3s.
Yes.
And then I had come to the point where I'm like, okay, just give it to me in 2. I'll trust. And I think you said something similar. Like you were like, yeah, I'm starting to, be okay with 2 or something along those lines. So I think that's
and I'm getting to the point, which is really awesome. I'm getting to the point where if I hear the message, and I'm starting to tune into my body a little bit more and going, okay, I can take action on 1 now, 2 sometimes, not always, but when it stays with me and when it strikes that chord, that's a little bit different. That's when I know that I need to take action. So
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. And I feel like in life, it's evolution, it's just kind of moving forward in the motions. And I feel, both of us are guided where we're meant to go. Like, universe, spirit just keeps showing us.
Exactly. Yes.
Which I think is beautiful.
Yes.
Well, I'd love to hear more about your business. Can you share a little bit more about your business?
Yes. So we are a dry salt therapy spa. It's called Beyond Salt Spa in Janesville. And dry salt therapy uses pharmaceutical grade sodium chloride that gets dispersed inside enclosed salt suites. So you sit inside these suites. There's a very physiological thing that happens when you sit inside these suites. So you're breathing in microparticles of salt, tiny microparticles of salt. And ultimately, it almost acts like a toothbrush on your respiratory system. So it helps to reduce inflammation. It helps to expel mucus, helps thin and expel that mucus. It's antibacterial, it's antiviral. So it's amazing for all respiratory conditions, sinus conditions. It also, of course, it lands on your skin. So there's amazing skin benefit for it as well. So that's the very physiological process that happens when you're sitting in the salt suites. But one of my most favorite things that happens is people have to unplug, and they have to sit still for as short as 10 minutes or as long as 60 minutes, because we do have a few different options for the active salt therapy. And in fact, one of my clients today was on the phone as she was walking in and said, okay, I'm at my breathing appointment. So it literally helps people to shut down and unplug and just breathe. And I have people that come in and say that they can breathe. And it's so simple, but it's so profound. So that's kind of the foundation for our business. We also have a salt cave, which mimics like a salt mine, if you will, all based in Himalayan salt. And so that's really the foundation of what we do here at the spa. But one of the other things that has just kind of evolved organically is and kind of like we were talking before we got on live, is to do some collaborations. So I work with a lot of different healers and providers in the community to bring things in: massage, Reiki, readings, myofascial release, you name it. I mean, anything is really possible, but the, the premise really is energy work. So that's kind of the enhancement to the physiological salt therapy that we do here. So
beautiful. Yeah. And yeah, it was great hearing or just talking about collaboration before we did get on, just because I'm so intrigued and beautiful. And I'm curious, what sparked this for you? Was it health? Was it, what was your passion for opening this up?
So it really interestingly, when I lived in Texas, I had a friend that came down to visit, and I searched somewhere down there, what unique things could we do? And a salt room came up. And so in that salt room, they also had singing bowls. So the singing bowl lady was in the salt cave where we went in and sat in this big, huge space and had salt therapy while we had a sound bowl session. And so that was my first exposure to it. And my friend left that space, and she did not have pain in her shoulder, and she had frozen shoulder. So she did not have pain in her shoulder. So that was the first experience. And then fast forward to what led us back to moving to Wisconsin was my youngest daughter has a boatload of health issues, and one of them was asthma. And dry salt therapy is amazing for asthma. So that was really kind of the catalyst, the inspiration, the catalyst for us doing that. And, the evidence really is that, when my daughter is actively doing salt therapy, she doesn't need her pharmaceuticals anywhere near as much. So,
that's amazing. That's incredible. And just, witnessing the shift and change, with that no frozen shoulder. I mean, that's huge. And then the shift and change with your daughter as well. Like that's huge.
Yes. And countless clients have huge improvements. I mean, the testimonies that I have are just, they're endless what salt therapy is doing for people too. So totally amazing. And then you combine some of this energy work. We'll do sound baths and that kind of stuff too, restorative yoga in the salt cave. So, you combine all of those things, and it's like magical. I have people that walk in this space often and say, I feel better, and I haven't even done a treatment yet. So the environment we've created intentionally to create a space of calm.
Beautiful. I'm just going to throw myself in there, and I don't know how much you know about my a lot of my health diagnoses and that type of thing. I just have to get down there right away, like ASAP is all I have to say.
I kind of leaned into that a little bit the first time that I met you, and I thought, she might benefit.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, we're going to have to chat a little bit more.
Definitely.
And I feel too, those who are listening, even on the replay, definitely check it out. It feels too that you put a lot of, blood, sweat, tears, I feel, but at the same time, like research into a lot of this. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, we did. It had to become a certified halotherapist to take the course to understand, so there is some education behind it. And we've got a lot of people in our industry that are sharing resources. We've got one national association, one worldwide association that does provide a lot of education and that kind of stuff. And it is kind of emerging in the US, if you will. For example, my daughter's pulmonologist is very supportive of and says he has a lot of patients that really like the dry salt therapy. So we're even getting some support. I don't want to say endorsement, but support from, medical, definitely from the chiropractic industry. And we've even had a mold illness referral from a physician and had great results with that too. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Okay. Ding, ding, ding. I'm listening, universe. I'm listening.
Yes.
I love that. And, too, it just seems like there are so many ailments that are being helped and remedied with this. And what a quote unquote simple way of doing this, I mean, so much research has gone into it, so it's not simple necessarily. And at the same time, like, what a great remedy. I mean, it's not something that, I'm just thinking about the pharmaceuticals or that type of thing. It's not synthetic. I mean, it feels natural. So, I mean,
and I really like to take it kind of down to the basic level too, because if you think about when you go in, if you had to be admitted into a hospital, you're getting IV fluids, and what's in those fluids? Saline. If you've ever done a neti pot, that's saline. One of the other things that I love to do too, because we have the pharmaceutical grade sodium chloride, and then we also have Himalayan salt. That's what our salt cave is. And Himalayan salt is just, it's like magic for me. It remineralizes your body. But what I like to say is, if you think about livestock, what do people put in their fields with their livestock? Salt blocks to help them remineralize and to stay hydrated. So, I like to keep it really kind of simple. I mean, it can get complex, but I like to keep it really simple. It's just a simple foundational tool for health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel too, just like getting us back to that, where it feels like it can be simple to take care of ourselves.
Yes. It doesn't have to be complex. Right. Right.
Which is beautiful. Well, I'd love to hear too more about like your life purpose or goals for your company.
So I mean, I want to continue to provide, definitely the salt therapy. I have many goals. Health is my passion. Spirituality is my passion. Energy work is my passion. I've kind of always been a person that people will come to for guidance and solution in a variety of different areas. So I do have some goals. I want to take some, I'm signed up for, I need to take a functional health class. But also bringing in the Reiki that I've been taking from you, bringing that into the practice, bringing in some massage therapy, kind of making us like a little bit of a wellness hub in this community is ultimately what I want to do, and continue to grow and expand as the community demands that it does.
Beautiful, beautiful. And, I feel too that with this, even with this series, We Rise Together, just that collaboration, or, you have this gift, I have this gift, us coming together, it just feels right. I mean, it just feels that then you're able to create that hub where you have the different modalities so that somebody's coming in and being able to really reap the benefits of all that is there. So that's beautiful. I love that you said, I have so many goals. That's great. That's great. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'd love to hear too, if you have any advice for people like on the spiritual and healing path, anything come forward.
Absolutely. Number one, don't do it alone. Find somebody as a guide, because for me, I've been on my journey for quite some time, but really from a spiritual mindset journey, the last 4 or 5 years, I have a coach, have been coached. You would be a phenomenal coach. I know that. What I would say is find somebody that you align with, and use that person as a guide and a tool to be able to further expand, but always trust that the answers come from within, and making sure you have a sounding board to be able to do that, and do what your heart desires. I mean, the Reiki is one area that I really want to hone in on, to be able to use that and complement in my business in all the different things that we do. But really looking within, because we have all the answers that we need within ourselves, and but never doing it alone, having somebody that you can align with and hold accountability with as well.
That's beautiful. And two, just like you said, we have the answers within, and what's tricky sometimes is trusting those answers.
So which is why you need that mentor.
Exactly. And just, exactly. Have that mentor, have that coach, have that guidance of sorts, so that you are able to be there. And just like I said, accountability as well. That's super helpful as well. So I love that.
Yes.
Well, yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your energy.
Yes.
I'd love to hear too, just how people can get in touch with you. Website or email or.
Absolutely. They can certainly go to our website, which is www.beyondsaltspa.com. Certainly all of the information is there. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, a little bit on TikTok, under Beyond Salt Spa. And we certainly have a phone number, and which they can get that on the website. I don't need to be a phone number ad right here, but definitely you can also email via hello@beyondsaltspa.com.
I love that. I kept seeing that hello over your
I love the word hello, and I don't know why. Hello.
Right, just that greeting. So hello at saltspa.com.
Correct.
Right? Okay, got you. That's wonderful. Well, and I just want to share to the audience, like, definitely get into Sue's energy. It's absolutely incredible. check her out at the salt spa, and it just feels like there's more to come. So yeah, I always want to tell the audience, like, you be watching her. Keep your eye on her.
Well, and you'll probably be in the loop too, because I see a future with us. You and
I'm feeling that too. Yes. So that's awesome. So definitely collaboration on some level. So I love that. Cool.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Sue. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Yes. It's so funny that we like just met, but I feel like it's like kindred. So
yes. And that was the same feeling when I walked up to your door and you made the comment, I know you. And it was a very mutual, I felt very comfortable in your space. I felt very comfortable in your presence. And it was, it's that old soul and then that connection. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
And I think you offer that with a lot of people that you interact with, that you come in contact with. So you have a beautiful energy about you. So thank you for giving that gift to the world.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Back at you. At you. Well, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
You bet.
Awesome.
Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
That sounds good. All right.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.